Welcome here, Sainers, back in the rooms after a great 72-point win against the Eagles, thanks to Mosh. We're here with Liam Stocker. How does that feel, mate? You've been out of the side for a few weeks, back on the winners list.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I think I've missed about 2 months now, so it was really nice to obviously get the nod and then be given a pretty strong role in there on Reed. So, really pleased. We got back to our system a bit, played a front half game. I think all round to get a win in a milestone game for Hilly and show our appreciation for him was really important.
100%. I think you touched on it, the back to our transition game. Was that a focus at the start of sort of the prep for the week? Pressure and transition from defence to forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think our block since the bye has been really strong with the exception of Adelaide, but even at Adelaide we felt like we got some things wrong that really hurt us rather than getting a lot wrong. We're really confident we're building in the right direction as opposed to, in the first half of the year we felt really inconsistent. So we felt really consistent with our system, particularly against Sydney, and we just wanted to recreate that. So it was sort of a bit of our offence flowing into our defence and making things easier for the back seven, and we felt like we really did that tonight.
I understand. I think with the scoreline the way it was, a massive defensive effort, but actually got reward for it on the scoreboard as well. What was the message from Ross at quarter time? It was definitely a strong first quarter without that scoreboard pressure. What was his message at quarter time?
It was pretty simple. It was that we're doing the right stuff, and that's been the case a lot this year. We've been doing the right stuff and haven't got reward, and we've sort of gone away from it because we haven't got that nourishment. I think Ross's message was really keep the foot on the throat and eventually the results will come, and make sure you celebrate them when they do come, and that's sort of what we did. So we built some really good momentum in the second quarter, and in sort of the last 8 minutes of that second quarter we were really strong defensively, and that sort of built us up.
Even through the back end of the second half as well, yourself, Wilkie, Howard, Battle, you got such a tight-knit group down back. How easy is it to play strong football going forward when you've got a tight back six? Yeah,
it's funny. I feel quite relaxed with those three, and obviously now I've played about 40 games with them now. Battle, Doug and Wilkes in particular, and probably Webby as well, and Sinks and Naz up top obviously. But I think with those four in particular, like just knowing where they are at all times has made it really calming, especially when you're coming back into the side, having played VFL and missed a fair bit of footy. So, I was really relaxed and calm, felt like I could bring my strengths to the game, and we all sort of did, and that's how the result panned out.
How is the buddy feeling after a couple of, as you said, 2 months off, had a few weeks in the twos? How are you feeling personally?
It's not fixed by any means. It's abdominal overload basically. So I'll play with that for the rest of the year, and then have a pretty solid rest at the end of it. But I was really keen on just getting back and playing a role, and I feel like this is probably one of my strongest performances for the year. I certainly struggled with that back injury in the first part of the year, so to get some consistency now would be really important, and finish the year really strong for our development as a team, but also to be around those younger guys to help support, like Hugo Garcia and Darcy Wilson. I feel like I'm kind of in that middle age group where we don't have a lot of players, so being the linking or connector for those guys is really important for me as well. Just giving myself and submitting myself to the team as much as I possibly can, and see what we can get out of the last 6 weeks of the season.
What has been the messaging from Ross and the coaches? Obviously the year hasn't been the best year. We had a really good year last year, maybe coming back down to earth a little bit this year, but in this last part, the last 5-6 weeks, what's the key message to get out as we head into 2025?
There's always something to play for. Whether that's, you can look at the individual stuff, but we're more looking at, what it means for us in the last 6 weeks. And I know publicly we've spoken a little bit about the Melbourne Storm and their messaging, but it's very similar for us. Teams who explode, in 2025 are not going to have a bad 5 weeks at the end of this season, and particularly teams in the top 8 who we're looking to beat next year. We're really trying to just further our development in the next 6 weeks and improve our system to a point where it's really consistent and it's a plug and play.
You touched on it at the start, respect for Hilly, 250th game. How important are the milestone games within the four walls of a football club to get up and about? 250 games, over 100 for St Kilda. How important was that as a playing group to win tonight?
I think I've seen varied levels of importance placed on those games, but I really like the way Ross emphasises it is show your respect for the player by putting in a really good team effort, instead of doing, rubbing yourself out or anything crazy like that. It's really just show him how much he means to you by putting in 100% effort and giving it everything. And if the result doesn't go your way, well, he knows and we know that we've given everything for him. And I think that's a much more sustainable model than going, we've got to get the win for Hilly. And that's maybe been a criticism of us in the last couple of years, that in milestone games we probably look too much at the guy or the person whose milestone it is rather than the team effort respecting it. But I feel really confident that we respected his milestone today and did him proud.
100%. I think he would have enjoyed it 100%. Was there a cheeky ploy at the end of the game just to try and get him a cheeky snag or two?
No. We were foot on the throat, and I think that was a really good sign for us as well. We didn't want to give him anything, and even in that last couple of minutes, we were pretty dirty on ourselves for that last goal. So, no, they were really, really good signs.
Lastly, we always have a Mosh player of the game. Who was your standout tonight? 72-point winners. We could have had, a list of 6 or 7 blokes, but a standout for the Saints tonight?
Oh, I think Skunk. I've watched how much hard work he's done in the twos and in the ones, and it's a pretty tough role when you're the one in our forward line, particularly with Max out of there, and you get Barras, and he got the job done on Barras and kick 5 himself. So I think Skunk was huge, and it's great to see him get some reward for effort.
Absolutely. Well, that's it, Sainers. Thanks for joining us. And Liam, good luck for the rest of the season, mate.
Thank you, mate.